Hello friends, welcome to Power Book Summaries, the channel where we bring you life-changing ideas from the world's best books. Imagine a person who wakes up late in the morning, sips tea leisurely, taps a few buttons on their phone. And yet, every month, millions of rupees are deposited into their bank account without stress, without hustle, and without constant struggle. Now think, is that really possible? Can someone become rich without working hard? If your answer is no, then this book is meant for you. Because this book explains that hard work alone isn't enough to build wealth. What matters more is smart thinking and the right mindset. Lazy and millionaire. When we hear these two words together, most people laugh. It sounds like a joke, right? But in truth, that joke might just hold the biggest secret to wealth. The book begins with a surprising insight. The richest and most successful people aren't those who work day and night. They're the ones who think, plan, and build systems that work for them, even when they're not around. That an average person runs all day, but still ends the month with nothing left. While the lazy thinker spends time designing systems, and those systems work for them 24/7, growing their wealth day by day. Lesson number 1. To become wealthy, you must first change the way you think. The author explains that you must manage 4 key things: time, energy, money, and thinking. Most people focus only on money. But the lazy millionaire starts with their mindset, because it's the mindset that teaches you how to save time, focus your energy, and eventually build wealth. Now, let's talk about fear. The author says every person in the world lives with fear. Fear of failure, fear of poverty, fear of judgment. These fears drive people to work endlessly without purpose. But the wise ones, they recognize their fears and overcome them through mindset. Here's an example. A man creates a simple website that shares useful information. He adds some basic tools and automation. And soon, that website starts earning money on its own. This brings us to the idea of automation. Systems, meaning anything you do repeatedly, can be turned into a system that works even when you're not involved. Let's say you create an educational course and organize it well. Now, with the help of some tools, that course reaches people automatically. Each time someone watches it, you earn money. That's the mindset of a lazy millionaire. Next comes the concept of leverage. Using someone's time, a tool's power, or a group's reach to multiply your output. For example, if you can do 1 hour of work, that's great. But if 5 people help you, that's 5 hours of work done. Now imagine using a tool that can deliver your message to thousands of people instantly. That's unlimited power. This is how you create wealth smartly. Let's talk about mindset again. Society teaches us, work hard and you'll earn. But this book says, think smart and you'll earn. Every day, ask yourself, am I doing something that will give me true freedom? Or am I just being crushed by constant work? The book teaches that wealth isn't a mystery, it's a method. The author asked himself, am I really creating wealth? Or am I just staying busy? That's when he realized he was working hard but building no real assets. That's when he made a decision. From now on, he would only do wealth-creating work and delegate the rest to people or technology. Now imagine, what if you did the same? What if you focused only on planning, thinking, and essential work, and let systems and people do the rest? How much easier, calmer, and wealthier would your life become? This book gives a powerful message. Being lazy isn't bad if you turn it into your strength. Let's now talk about energy. The author says, your most valuable resource isn't money, it's energy. If your energy is drained every day by exhaustion, you can't achieve anything big. So only do what excites you and keeps you energized. He gives an example. He wears the same type of clothes daily, so he doesn't waste energy deciding what to wear. That might sound small, but these little decisions steal your mental power. By the time you reach important tasks, your mind is already tired. That's why the author says, simplify your life so your energy is saved for what matters. And now we reach the most important chapter, time. The lazy millionaire treats time the way wise people treat money. They track it. They ask, is this moment growing my wealth or wasting it? They evaluate every task. Can this be repeated? Can this generate income every time? If not, they drop it. This book teaches, clarity is the real key to success. If you don't know exactly what you want, you'll keep chasing random things. The average person keeps trying new things every day. They run in every direction, but reach nowhere. The lazy millionaire, on the other hand, focuses only on what matters and drops everything else. Now, let's move toward the core secret of this book. Now let's talk about self-reliance. Lazy millionaires focus only on those things that deliver maximum results in minimum time. They either do the tasks they enjoy and profit from the most, or they use technology and other people to get the rest done. Here's an example the book shares. A woman ran a small business, but she used to do everything herself, from speaking to customers, packing products, and handling advertisements. She was busy all day, yet her profits were very small. Then one day, she decided she would teach others how to do each task and focus only on planning. Within a few months, her business grew rapidly. Now she works just 3 hours a day and earns much more. This is the mindset that turns an ordinary person into a lazy millionaire. This book doesn't just give ideas, it pushes you into action. It shows you practical methods to transform your life into a system that builds wealth every single day. The author starts by placing a mirror in front of you. He says, face the truth. Ask yourself, am I really living my own life? Or am I just running in a race set by society? If you keep doing the same thing every day and still expect different results, you are living an illusion. Then comes a deep and eye-opening exercise. Take a white sheet of paper. Make 2 columns. In the first, write down everything you do daily. In the second, write which of those tasks give you freedom or generate wealth. You'll be shocked. Most of your daily activities are just eating up your time and energy. This is where the real transformation begins. Now the author shares a 4-level system called the ladder of automation. Identification. Recognize the tasks that are repetitive and can be done without you. Systemization. Organize those tasks, write down the steps, and prepare them in a way that someone else or a tool can do them. Delegation. The hardest but most important step. You must hand over those tasks to a person or technology. Yes, you'll feel nervous at first. But once you learn to delegate, everything changes. Expansion. Now that your system works, you scale it, not once, but 10 times. Not to 100 people, but thousands. The author compares this system to a seed. It starts small, but with the right care, it becomes a huge tree. Now comes the discipline of time. Lazy millionaires are never busy. You'll never hear them say, I don't have time, because they plan each day with precision. They start their day with thinking and planning. They tackle the hardest tasks first, and they give priority to high-impact work. They avoid distractions. All day long, they follow one rule, one time, one task. Total focus. This one habit multiplies their productivity. Now let's talk about mental clarity. The author says, most people never grow because they don't know what they truly want. One day they want to quit their job, then they want to start a business, then they want to learn one course, then another idea distracts them. This confusion wastes their life. The greatest strength of a lazy millionaire is their clarity. Once they take a decision, they stick with it until it gives results. The author suggests, every morning, ask yourself 3 questions. Am I thinking thoughts that make me stronger? Am I doing actions that create freedom? Am I feeling emotions that keep me balanced? If the answer to all 3 is yes, you're on the right path. Then comes one of the book's most powerful exercises, called The Future Journey. Close your eyes, imagine yourself 5 years from now. Are you still doing what you're doing today? Or have you become a truly free and self-reliant person? Now ask yourself, are today's actions leading you toward that future? If not, then something must change. This exercise will shake you from within, because transformation is not an external process. It begins from the inside. Now we arrive at one of the most important parts of the book. The author shows us how to structure a perfect day. Start your morning with silence and meditation. Just 10 minutes to clear your thoughts. Then write down 3 key actions that will bring you wealth. Make those 3 actions the center of your day. In the afternoon, take a quiet break to recharge your energy. In the evening, review your day. What did you do? What didn't you do? Why? And how will you improve tomorrow? Before sleeping, go to bed with a feeling of gratitude and success. Repeat this structure daily, and it will transform your life. Finally, the author reveals the ultimate truth. The real secret to building wealth isn't how much you work. It's what you do and how you do it. Once you understand that, even if you are naturally lazy, you can still become truly wealthy. Now, let's move toward the next section, where the author uncovers the most common and dangerous mistakes people make. Mistakes that block their wealth and steal their peace of mind. The book says, every time you think, let me just work a little harder and then things will be fine, you're actually losing a precious moment of life. Because the truth is, life doesn't change through more effort. It changes through smarter choices. The first major mistake people make is they confuse tools with results, and results with tools. People work just to earn money, but they forget that work is only a tool, not the result. If your work is draining your energy, wasting your time, and still not changing your situation, then that work is simply a trap. The second big mistake is following too many people's advice. These days, advice is everywhere. Someone says start a business. Someone else says don't quit your job. Another says invest. Someone else says save. But the author says, when you listen to everyone, you lose your own voice. You must get clear on your priorities. Do you want to keep working your whole life? Or would you rather spend a few smart years creating a life of true freedom? The third mistake is trying to do everything yourself. The author calls this the most dangerous habit. When you do everything on your own, you divide your energy and time. Your 2 most valuable assets. You must learn how to delegate, how to use technology, and how to trust people. The fourth mistake is wanting instant results. Wealth is like a plant. You plant the seed, you water it, you give it sunlight, and then you wait patiently. Many people start building a system, but when they don't see results in a few days, they give up. That's where most people quit, and that's exactly where the lazy millionaire pushes forward. Now the author talks about the deepest reason most people don't succeed: old programming. Since childhood we're taught, study hard to get a good job, work hard to live a good life. Money doesn't come from sweat alone. It comes slowly, cleverly, and through clarity. But since childhood, we've been fed beliefs like, rich people are cunning. Money comes only with hard work. These thoughts have trapped our minds. The author says, unless you break these mental chains, you'll never be able to think freely. That's why it's essential to clean your thinking daily. Write down, what do you believe? What do you think about money? Then ask, are these really my thoughts or someone else's? Next, the author introduces a powerful practice called wealth thinking. Every morning, tell yourself, wealth is the result of my thoughts. I am thinking thoughts that bring me wealth. I am doing actions that bring me wealth. Repeat this mantra daily, and soon, your brain will begin to work in a new direction. The author shares examples of students who practiced this daily, and within months, their results and lives started changing. Let's now explore another dangerous habit: comparison. When you compare your beginning to someone else's success, you've already defeated yourself. Lazy millionaires never compare. They only ask, am I better than I was yesterday? Everyone's journey is different. Some start early, some late. Some move fast, others slow. But the one who never stops always reaches the destination. Now comes the most inspiring part of the book. The author says, the true joy of life is freedom. Freedom of time, freedom of thought, freedom to choose your work, and most importantly, the freedom to live on your own terms. And this freedom comes only from building a system. Now the author gives you one more powerful exercise. Take a blank page and write, if money kept flowing to me every month, without me having to work, what would I do with my life? Your answers will reveal your true desires. Some might say, travel. Some might say, spend time with family. Others may say, learn something new. This is the life you could actually live if you start building your system today. Finally, the author gives you one last challenge. For the next 30 days, every single day, do one action that increases your freedom. Just one. It could be writing a plan, finding a tool, documenting a process, or delegating a task. After 30 days, you'll notice your thinking, your routine, and your direction have all changed. Now we reach the final phase of the book, where the author doesn't just leave you with lessons. He prepares you to become the master of your life. So far, you've learned how wealth comes from thinking, how systems are built, and how to manage your energy and time. But now it's time to awaken the inner strength that lives within every successful lazy millionaire. The author explains, life has 3 pillars. Purpose tools, inner power. Most people live without purpose. They work because everyone else is working. They run because society tells them, if you don't run, you'll fall behind. But until you know what you truly want, no plan or tool will give you peace. So first, decide. Do you want just money or the freedom that money brings? Do you want time or the life experiences that time gives? When your purpose is clear, the tools will appear. Let's now talk about the second pillar, tools. The world is full of tools, new technologies, systems, software. But without clarity, you'll get lost in them. So, only choose the tools that actually solve your problems. If a task repeats daily, ask, can this be automated? If someone can execute your idea better, ask, can I hire them? If a system saves you time, ask, can I make it part of my process? You don't have to be a tech expert. You just need to know which tool brings you closer to your goals. Now comes the third and most important pillar, inner strength. This is your invisible power. It's what carries you forward when no one supports you, when you see no path ahead. The author says, the world won't believe in you until you believe in yourself. So start trusting yourself. Believe in your plans. Protect your thoughts. And learn to listen to your inner voice. A true lazy millionaire strengthens this inner power every single day. Now the author gives you one more exercise, the power list. Take a sheet and write everything you've achieved so far, everything you've learned. These are your hidden strengths. Then write down the beliefs and fears that have held you back. This is how you identify what to let go of. This list becomes your new identity. Next, the author gives you 4 rules that build the self-discipline of a lazy millionaire. Wake up early and sit in silence. This is when the noise of the world is off and your inner voice speaks. Focus on just 3 key actions each day. You don't need a long to-do list, just 3 high-impact tasks that bring you closer to your goal. Make one freedom-based decision daily, whether it's delegating work, automating a task, or dropping an old routine. Night reflection. Every night, take 5 minutes to ask, what did I learn today? What changed? What did I understand? This sharpens your thinking and builds deep clarity. Now the author shares 5 signs to know you're on the right track. You work less, but achieve more. You feel calmer than before. You plan for the present, not just the future. You listen more to your inner guidance than outside opinions. You are no longer afraid of your decisions, you fully own them. When these signs appear, know this: you are becoming a true lazy millionaire. And finally, the book ends with the strongest practice of all. Spend one full day alone in a peaceful place. Just you and your thoughts. Sit down and write. If I never had to work again, what kind of life would I want to live? Read it. Feel it. Visualize it. The author says, this vision is the seed of the system that will make you truly rich. And now, with this clarity and courage, you're ready for a life that is free from noise, separate from the crowd, and driven purely by your intention. The book ends with a deeply emotional yet powerful reminder: you'll keep running until you realize the most precious wealth in life is your freedom. That freedom comes when you finally understand your time is yours, your energy is yours, your focus is yours, and most importantly, your thoughts are yours. It's time to let go of the belief that wealth comes only from sweat. Start believing in the mindset that says, wealth comes from your thoughts. Wake up, not to the sound of an alarm clock, but to the voice of your own inspiration. Work, not out of need, but because you've chosen a purpose. Build wealth, not to meet others' expectations, but to fulfill your own dreams, because you're not an ordinary person. If you've read this far, you're already among the 2% who think differently, and it's these people who lead the world. Now it's your choice. Will you just forget this book after hearing it? Or will you make it your new mindset? Remember, being lazy isn't a weakness. If that laziness pushes you to build a system that works for you, the final message is crystal clear. You are the master of your life. Your time is yours. Your dreams are yours. Now decide, how will you live them? Because if you build the system, wealth will chase you. If you free your thoughts, no wall in the world can stop you. So look within, create your plan, sharpen your thinking, and begin the life you truly deserve. This is the true identity of a lazy millionaire. If you found this summary powerful, subscribe now to PowerBook Summaries for more life-changing book insights. Like this video, comment below, and tell us which idea shook you the most, and which book would you like us to summarize next. We'll meet again with a new thought, a new book, and a new transformation. Until then, remember, being lazy is not a weakness. It might just be the beginning of your next breakthrough.